Good morning everyone and welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph and today, finally, a bit more sun is back because it has done nothing but rain over here in the UK for the last week and a half. And finally, as I say, sun's out so we can get some videos made. Yes! So, which video are we making today, you might be asking? Well, I decided, let's take a look at the Hawthorn we repotted earlier on in the year. Now, as you can see, it's got plenty of growth, all the right places as I suggested not being the right word, as I predicted, but the top. Now the top didn't grow in the direction I wanted, in fact the top grew downwards. So the plan has actually gone better. Instead of it growing upwards, I will now be wiring it downwards and giving it some lovely character and some lovely shape. Can you see the direction we're going in just by looking at it? Well, if you can, stick with it because I'm going to show you. So if you've not got the idea by now, as I say, everything grows downwards apart from this one up here. So everything grows down and it's already putting it in a nice position that I like. So what I'm going to do is just take some wire, I'm going to wrap it around all of these branches and I'm going to set it in a nice position where it gives the tree and all these branches a nice position, setting it all in the position that it wants to grow in anyways. And the tree has already been wired up in the previous videos that we did when we repotted it. It wants to grow in that position and I'm going to allow it to do it. Once we've done that, and then I'm going to go looking, trim out the ones that we don't potentially need, and it's going to allow us to set the tree in the position we want it to go in. It wants to grow in that one, and we should have ourselves set in a nice style. It wants it to do it, as I say, and it's going to lend it lovely to it with the shape of the tree. We originally repotted it here. If I dig down, the tree continues in here, and I think this is roughly just here is the base of the tree. So we're looking at the front roughly at this sort of angle, somewhere around here I think. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to try and design the tree around that. Pretty difficult. So I'm going to get myself a bit of wire. I'm going to wire these branches up as I say, try not to break anything. I think I'm just going to take this one out, it's in my way and I don't think I'm going to use it. Let me get in there. Or am I going to use that one? Let me just neaten that up first before I make that decision and just cut that off randomly. Let's just get in here. No, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to take that one out because if I can just turn it around onto the camera, if I get you in, it's already swelling here. So I need to clean that out as well. It's swelling up. There we go. It's causing mass swelling in this area. Just there. If I continue anymore, we're going to get a massive bulge. So it's got to go. As you can see. While we're here actually, I will just clean up this little stub at the end. Okay, we've done that. I'm going to take some wire. There's only thin wire, it should do the trick. I'm going to measure it up. I'll only do a couple. I'll do one piece. That should be long enough. In fact, what I should have done is wired 2 branches together So I'll do these two. Take that and that. I'm going to wire these two together. Just here. But I'm going to come in under this wire. Just as so. And I'm going to go under there. Just like that. And then I'm going to come under this one. So it supports the branch. So as you can see, it's coming under, supporting the bottom of the branch. I don't know if I can see this one. And I've done the same just here. Hope you can see that. Just there. So I'm going to kind of come in. I'm going to try and wire the branch in a way I don't get any of these leaves or shoots stuck in my branch, in my wire. I don't want anything dying off. So I'm just going to come through, wire this up, try not to damage anything. So it might look like I'm going slow, but I'm going slow methodically, and I'm being careful about it. So wiring a branch is a lot easier when there's no leaves or buds on the branch. So you can either defoliate or you do this in the winter. Or if you're not bothered about any of your leaves dying off and it regrowing back. But I want to keep all this. So I'm going to go in, wire all this. So I'll finish wiring this branch. As you see, I've started it. I'll finish wiring these branches and then I'll come back to you. Now the wire is on those two branches, so as you can see, all the way down. I've done my very best not to cripple or disturb any of the leaves. So it's all the way across. Comes under this wire here, as you can see, supporting the under branch here. Comes under this wire. If I move this out of the way, supports the other branch under the bottom, and then comes all the way across this one as well. I've done my best as well not to cripple any of these branches, just need to move them out of the way. So once I've wired all the other branches up, I just need to move these ones out of the way. Once I've done all the branches, I'll come back and then we will position all of these down and into the right positions. So I'll wire the rest of the tree up, get it in position, and then we will go in, as I say, position them all correctly. I'll show you that one. As you can see, I've wired all the tree. I took a couple of the branches off, not many though, just so I can get in there. So a little one here and a couple of minor ones just up here. Everything else though is as is, just a little nip here, and as I say, we did this one here, but everything else is just wired up. So now all I'm going to do is just have a look and just bend everything down into the right position, and then bring these wide branches just shortened into the correct position. So for me, the front is probably going to be somewhere here, just because it's, so for you it's going to be here. As you can see, it's nice and open, so I'm going to work and position everything in that place. Now remember that I do have a trunk down here in this line, so even though this is the front now, it might not necessarily be, it might be more along the lines of somewhere there. So even though I'm designing it there, I might necessarily need to turn it. So I'm going to keep that in mind and try and design it. For you, I think it's going to be more like there. Let me have a look where I'm positioning it. So camera wise, yeah, it might be more that way. So I'm going to try and design it in mind that the trunk is down in here. So I'm going to try and design it in such a way that when we take it out of the pot, and then we raise the tree out of the pot a little bit in the future. The tree is already set in the correct position, and then we don't have to adjust it too much. At least that is what I'm going for, but obviously I'm not psychic. I can't predict how it's going to grow in the future, but like every bonsai, it's never finished, and we are going to have to adjust it. Come what may, I'll do my best. You know, a tree's never finished. So I'm just going to set it up where I feel it's going to look best, and then we're going to just adjust the branches into them positions. So starting off, first of all, this branch here is obviously too far forward and it needs pushing back, and I need to get that depth created. So I'm just going to move these round in the correct positions. I'm going to move them around this way with this one as well. Just get them in them basic positions, just where I know everything is going to land. So once we move everything in the basic position, I can start developing the tree from there. Once it's in position, I'll start swooping the tree down. Now these are obviously in them wrong positions as well, so they need to come back this way also. These are somewhat in their correct position. Maybe here and here. This one just needs altering slightly, and the same with that one. I'm going to go back down here. Looking at it, this one probably just needs adjusting a little bit more, and then this one. This one is obviously bent, it just needs positioning down here like that. Okay, so we're there or thereabouts. This one's coming right at me, so it needs moving just over. So if I start putting them bends, angling them down. Now when we're putting them down, so we don't want to just bend it straight down. We've got to remember, when we're bending these branches downwards, you've got to remember that once they've been bent, nature, they will automatically start growing upwards towards the sun. So that is how we're going to bend them. We're going to take the branch, bend it from the source, and then towards the end we're going to let it automatically droop back up again. But we're not going to exaggerate it too much, but we want to make it look natural, so they naturally bring themselves back up. When they're mass produced, and I always say the S shape is forcefully done, is forcefully bring them down like that. Trees don't naturally grow like that. If you bring them down in the, just think of it like a pine. When the weight of the snow brings it down like that, it droops, and then automatically heads, as it grows up, it'll grow towards the sun. So that's how they grow. They don't force them down like that. They never grow like that. They grow back up. That's how we want this tree to look. So I'm going to bring these down, put that movement in it, and then allow it on its own to bounce back up. And I'm going to do that with absolutely every branch. Emphasize that growth, that spring. You've got to think of it as spring growth. Winter, the snow bounces, forces that growth downwards. It's set in place. Think of it as you've put the wire on. The wire sets the tree in position. The weight of that snow, heavy snowfall, has set the branch in. Spring growth comes in, and it wants to go back upwards again. Obviously, got spring growth here. We will trim it back a little bit as well. Some of these branches are just too long. Force that weight down on there. Okay, everything's coming along nicely now. Got that weight pushed in every branch. And then it's all flicking back up with this new fresh growth, making it look natural. This top one, as we move round to it, do exactly the same. Force that heavy snowfall into it. It's forced down, and then it's come back up. Spring growth, flicks it back in. And again, once you're doing this, excuse me, you do this on your trees, gives it that natural that natural looking appearance. There we go. Now I just need to bring it back in line to the tree silhouette. I'll come in. It's probably still a bit long in some places. I'm going to take a step back and have a look. A nice long growth on this side. I'll cut it just there. Just in this section, I think it's a bit heavy. Do I need this branch here? That back branch has got to go. It's in the way of the design. It's just overcrowding. Now if I look down, I think maybe is that just a little bit too long. Come sweep down. If I just bring that down there a little bit. That just needs to be brought. I think that just needs to be brought down. just there like that. So there we go, just take a look, all wired up, ready to go for some more growth. Now if the weather continues how it has been, I mean, just look at that jungle I've got over there of all them trees that need a good trim. If it continues with all that rain that we've had this summer, she's going to go for another round of growing, and this tree is going to look absolutely fantastic in no time. She's all set, wired, ready to go again. So not bad considering where we started with her. That neglected hawthorn, absolute awful thing that we started with, has turned out into a potential really nice bonsai. I'm quite proud of her. So if you enjoyed this one, please do give me a thumbs up, share with all your friends. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and I can't do it without you guys and your support. So please do like, share and comment, helps the channel. And thanks for watching everybody, it means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day guys, thank you.